Let's drop that old one that we used to do back in the days.
What's up, people?
What up,
What's up,
though?
Detroiters? Welcome to the
The
People
People
Mover
Mover
podcast,
Podcast.
where every week we talk about everything from living in Detroit to pop culture, life experiences, dating and relationships, and much, much more.
We explore the power of social connection through conversation. We literally want to
Move
move
the people. It's your host, Miracle, with our other host.
Malcolm Elliott. We have a very special guest here today with us. Want to introduce yourself and let people know who you are, what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Will Hill. I'm based in the Detroit metro area, and I'm a Buddhist practitioner who likes to teach people how to be happy no matter what.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the podcast. Yeah, let's talk about the
Thank you for having me.
This is episode 9, technically.
episode 9.
Jeez.
Neuf in French. Neuf?
No, because this week it's French, right? Last week it was Spanish.
Last week was Spanish.
I don't actually know how to count my numbers in French.
I only remember neuf because 19 in French is 19, and it always sounds like 19. And so I forever remembered that. So I'm like, it's got to be enough.
It's actually a good way to get someone to kind of jog their memory.
You know, high school boys, as soon as you like these wheat, these neuf, fine. And it's like, we're like, what was the 19 again? What was that?
Yeah, no.
These neuf. He was like, oh, it definitely sounds like these nuts, but all right.
Yeah, no, it definitely does sound like that. Yeah, sorry. Let's cleanse the air. Let's cleanse the air because
this will be a cleansing episode.
Yeah, this is a cleansing episode because our last episode was Halloween.
Yeah.
So we really want to get the demons away.
And there's a lot of negativity in the world right now, especially being, the day we found out we get our 47th president. So we just need to cleanse the air. We need to cleanse the episode. There's a lot of negative energy out there.
Negative. We want to be positive. We want to bring positivity.
I like it.
To the pod, yeah. So you do say you teach Buddhism, and you teach people how to be happy. How did you get into the practice in general?
So yeah, I was introduced to it by my ex-wife, and funny story. I watched her practice for over 10 years, chant twice a day, and but it wasn't until I fell on hard times. I was having a mental breakdown. I was getting angry all the time, and I was unemployed and laid off. It was during the pandemic, and they were like, "You might want to give it a try." So I gave it a try. Tried chanting, myoho, renge, where I pray for what's going to make me happy, and I got it the next day.
The next day.
The next day, I was like, "Ooh, this is working," and so I gave it another try, and it got that thing, and then I gave it a try again. I didn't get that, but I got something better, and I was like, "All right, I'm going to keep doing this. This works."
Yeah. No, I understand. And honestly, it's cool that you said that because usually people like go seeking for some sort of like higher power or something when they're dealing with tough times. Usually when you're like rock bottom, you're like, okay, where the hell do I go from here?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. So you're saying you just chanted and then things started working. Like, did you change your lifestyle or?
Oh wow. Yeah, so a whole bunch of things have happened. I've been practicing for about 4 years. Since 2020, almost 5 years now, I guess. And so I've changed a whole bunch since then. I don't lose my temper. Mainly my children upset me.
Yeah, I
But
know. No, of course.
I don't really lose my temper, and I can recognize that when people are doing something, um, let's call it misbehaving or mistreating others, it's really because they're suffering. So I can like see that now. So before I get angry, I'm like, they must be upset about something. So that's my new reaction. But what happens is every time you chant, you like slowly become a better version of yourself. And so as new situations come up, which life always happens, I'm able to better respond to them without anger by using compassion for the other people and just responding as a much better person. So I'm continually working on becoming a better person and doing what we call human revolutions, which is basically like a subtle mindset shift that helps you become a better version of yourself.
Now, when you're chanting, do you actually like what do you think about? Do you focus on something that you want to happen, or do you just like kind of focus on like being present in the moment in your own energy? Like, what do you kind of focus on as you're chanting?
Well, it changes over time. Like not long time, but like whatever I got going on. Like if I got a friend who's needs something or who's sick, I'm gonna chant. I chant for my friend. Like I had a friend named Steven who needed a kidney,
Mm,
and me and the other practitioners, we all chanted, including Steven was chanting, and now kidney got Steven has a new kidney,
mm,
and I needed more money to take care of me and my kids, so I chanted for more money, and I got more money. But it's not just the chanting; you got to take action.
right.
But yeah, I've been able to have victory over every difficulty and challenge that has entered my life since practicing.
We should have chanted for Kamala. That's what we should have did. We should have chanted. That's what we. Damn it!
Honestly, damn.
Damn!
If you just told us this like literally 6
Should
days
send
ago.
a bulletin
Yeah.
out, the email, the all the spam calls that y'all should have just text us all the chant. That's what y'all should have said. If you all recite this and pray for Kamala, she's gonna beat this man.
No, honestly.
Hindsight's 2020. Hey.
Right. So when you do chant, you want to also live a good life, or like what is the key to happiness? Because you say you teach people how to be happy. Um, Obviously we need help in that
Mm.
this season. So it's like, how do you stay happy all the time? Like, are you a happy person, you would say?
Absolutely. So it's so true happiness. This is what my mentor Daisaku Ikeda wrote and taught us is true happiness means excuse me. True happiness means forging a strong spirit that is undefeated, no matter how trying your circumstances. So life is still going to be lifing, and we're still going to have to go through aging, illness, birth, and death. You can't escape those things. They happen to every human. It's part of being alive. But we don't have to suffer through those experiences. We can be happy as they're happening, and we can leverage the things that come at us to be a better version of ourselves, to respond differently to the things that are coming at us, and take our life to a whole new level.
Mm.
Um, so yeah.
Speaking of levels, are there different levels of Buddhism? Because when I usually think of Buddhist, I think, or just in general, people think like a monk, temple. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Definitely.
is there a different, like the way it's like Christianity? You got like Baptist, Apostolic. Is there different branches of Buddhism as well?
Yeah, so I wouldn't call it different levels in terms of, you just like everything, you get better with practice. So someone who's been practicing longer, you would expect to have a stronger practice than someone who's new to it. But that's not always necessarily the case. It really comes down to how much faith you have in your practice.
Okay.
But just like Christianity within Buddhism, they got old beginnings, and they did sort of break off. So there's different sects of Buddhism. Like
Okay.
there's the monk, the Hare Krishnas, they wear the
Right.
orange robes and stuff. I don't really know about the other sects,
Oh,
other than like how our sect got. So ours is called Nichiren Buddhism, and the reason they branched out is because uh, they read in the Lotus Sutra like, oh, you can achieve enlightenment within this lifetime just as you already are. You don't have to do a bunch of crazy stuff and sacrifice all your do all these crazy extreme stuff, and then do it in this lifetime and then become enlightened after you die. No, so the Lotus Sutra, um, in Nichiren Buddhism, you can achieve enlightenment now. The other thing is all humans are equal. Whereas in previous Buddhist sects, they said women couldn't do it. Only the priests could interpret the writings. It was just like it was all this like people holding the knowledge.
mm,
So Nichiren was like, nah, the Lotus Sutra says everybody can do it. achieve enlightenment, and everybody's equal, including women. So that's when they was like, nah, you go over there, dude.
Mm,
And we just been growing ever since.
that makes sense. Mm.
Would you say chanting is something you have to do like when you're by yourself, or do you want to do it in a group, or do you want to do it when you're on your way to work? Like, is it like meditation? I feel like,
Okay.
there's different levels. People are like, you can meditate for 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
Mhm.
or I don't know.
So the recommendation is to chant at least 5 minutes in the morning while you pray for what's gonna make you happy, at least 5 minutes in the evening, and anytime you encounter difficulty. So that will be throughout the day. I use it all the time. Like, people, I'm just trying to figure stuff out, or I'm thinking through things, or I have a new determination or goal I want to chant for. So
What are the origins of the chant as well? What are the words we're saying? What does it mean? Where did it come from?
so it's all online. I don't have it memorized, but it comes from the name of the book, Lotus Sutra. Is called myoho renge kyo. And then Nichiren added Nam to say, it's like devotion to the mystic law, I think is what it stands for. It's also some other representation. One of the words mean lotus flower,
Mm.
which is symbolic because the lotus flower plants seeds and flowers at the same time. It's one of the most, it's the only plant that does that on the planet, I think. And being able to, it's like giving birth and flowering at the same time, which plants don't typically do. So, but that's kind of some of the background. But yeah.
Yeah, no, when I was looking at it, after you gave me some information, I saw like different interpretations of it, and the lotus flower being one of the main things of symbolism. I thought one of the other interpretations was like the lotus flower grows in like muddy,
Like a
waters.
swamp. Yeah.
And so like the symbolism, like beautiful things can grow from muddy or not so beautiful places, basically.
Mm.
And kind of just tapping into, from what I understood reading it, like the cosmic law of the universe and the creative law of the universe, and kind of like focusing it with the words, basically. From what I was interpreting, I told her I've been chanting since you gave me the information.
What?
Definitely been chanting, and things been turning around for me. So
You're feeling it.
I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm in the gym in the steam room, or I wake up at night. You know what I'm saying? So I just like
Yes.
more that it's not so much like a religion, but like it is just like a practice. It's like a
That's
tool
right.
um that you just want to bring good fortune to you, like from the way I've been using it, obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's how it works. And it's not like uh you got to do it a certain way. Just chant whenever you encounter difficulty, and you'll be able to manifest what you're looking for.
So it's only when you encounter difficulty, or do you do it when you're happy as well?
So I do it all the time. So it's a practice. That's what's also cool. Oh yeah, you asked about. I didn't answer that question about do you do it in groups. So it's a personal practice. You can do it on top of what you're already doing. So if you go to church or whatever, and you already got a religion, no one's asking. No one in our who practices is going to judge you or tell you to stop doing something unless you probably hurt yourself. But we're going to give you encouragement. We're encouraged to give people encouragement, not to like say, oh, don't do that. We just give encouragement. So no one's going to ask you to stop doing anything. You'll only be encouraged to be a better version of yourself. And in terms of practicing with groups, so you practice at home, but it's always more fun with friends.
mhm,
And when you all are chanting, you can chant together to a single purpose.
mhm.
And you will have more power going into what you're chanting for. And it will help.
Now the thoughts about trying to manifest things, or like wanting things to happen in your favor by chanting, you're like, so you know, is everybody who chants a good person? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you like are you commit a crime, or you in jail, or
Yeah,
you
he's like,
did a
let me
murder?
chant before I do this
Let me
murder.
chant. Let me chant to get the hell out of here. Let me get up off my prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't want to get caught.
like
Not me, Horanger.
it could it be like not twisted or corrupted, but like could it be somebody using it just as a way to try to get what they want, but that person is not necessarily what we would consider a good person, I would say.
So you got to think of it as like developmental. Every human has things they growing on, you know what I mean? And so where you find the practice and where you start it, that doesn't matter. It just matters that you are trying to better yourself. And so we really encourage people to focus on the present and the future because that's what you can control. You can control right now. So you can't control the past.
I guess
Oh,
my question would be like, are you bettering yourself or are you trying to better your situation? Because I feel like both of those things, because like I could try to use it to better my situation, but am I becoming a better person? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I just want this thing to happen. I'm not necessarily a better person for wanting my situation to be better. That's basically the question I'm trying to ask. Because I'm like,
yeah.
could somebody approach it in that way?
Yeah. It almost don't really. How can I put it? Whatever you're chanting for, let's say it's even something negative. Okay.
Right.
Those desires, you'll chant and you'll figure stuff out. You'll get clues, things will happen to you, you'll have these weird mystic experiences, and you will make a different choice in a better direction.
Mm.
So it doesn't matter what you started out chanting with. Like, for example, let's say I wanted a motorcycle. All right, I want a motorcycle. On my chanting, I'm chanting each day, twice a day, chanting for this motorcycle. I'm taking action, I'm doing research, trying to figure it out. Then I learned, oh, there's this scooter. I like the scooter better, but I was starting with the motorcycle. All right, so now I'm chanting for the scooter on my way to try to get the scooter. Then I was like, oh, they got this motorized bicycle. It's safer. I don't have to use the roads. I can use the sidewalk. It's powered like I wanted to because I didn't want to sweat while I was trying to get to where I'm going, blah, blah, blah. Wow, I'm going to get that. And I get that. And now you're just like, man, I started out wanting a motorcycle. But I ended up with something, one, I didn't know it existed, and it's better than I could have possibly imagined. That's how the practice works.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what you start chanting for, you'll evolve. You'll have human revolution because you can't get that thing sometimes
But you
till you
definitely
change yourself.
need to be like a good person when you do it. So what are the set rules, if any? With Christians they have the 10 Commandments,
Yeah.
Like what are
That's the Old Testament. That's the Old
Old
Testament. It's a lot of like
But
across
it's
the
like
board with religions. You look and it's kind of like they all kind of start off with like the four rules, and then after rule like 5, it
right.
kind of start getting kind of weird for some of them. Where it's like usually it's like be a good person, be nice to your neighbor, spread love, do unto others as you want to be done unto you. Then
Right.
it's like stop eating pork, don't have sex before marriage.
That's
Starts
all
getting
all
weird.
that's
Usually further you go down the list.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
you
it's
lose
like
us.
in this practice, is there like any restrictions? Is just
Right.
like no eating shrimp, no hanging out after 9 o'clock.
I'm not aware of any restrictions. So it's just chant. And damn, bouncing around my head because y'all I had a few questions in there. So you were like, are the rules and how's it work kind of thing. But really the mystic law is really the law of cause and effect. And karma is real. What's interesting that I learned is karma carries with you into your future lifetimes. So and so if you say, do you got to be a good person? Or if you want good stuff to happen to you, it's kind of like that. You got to create good causes to receive good effects. And that's just how it works. And then I'm not perfect. I still got a whole bunch to learn and a whole bunch to grow. And I made a ton of mistakes in the past, and I got more mistakes to make. So, in terms of who you are as a person, man, just keep working to be a better person and creating good causes. And everyone can feel when they doing wrong, and in that it's not the right thing to do. So, just follow your instincts.
That's real. I don't know. I think everybody should try to be happy. As a person who is probably not really like tied down to anything more like spiritual, I know the conversation we had is like my perspective has always been like happiness is something that you have to create for yourself. You can't get it from external sources because when
Correct.
those things leave, then your happiness was attached to that, right? But if you
Correct.
start from inside and work on yourself, then it's nothing that nobody can take away from you.
Yeah.
And this the whole practice, as I've been reading into and looking into, it seems to like basically emphasize that is that you get what you put in, basically. Like you're not gonna pour apple
Exactly.
juice and get out orange juice.
Yep.
So if you speak positive things over your life and really want those things, and like you said, put in the work, then slowly things should start materializing for you.
Not slowly.
Well, also rapidly as well.
Because you're changing.
hmm
And how fast you change, well, that's up to you. Keep chanting, keep working towards what you're trying to do, and watch what happens to your difficulties.
I think word intentionality. That's the word I was looking for. Like you be
Mhm.
intentional about your energy, wherever you put your energy at, basically.
Yep.
Because what we was talking about is like, because this is a talk about manifestation, we're all constantly manifesting things in our life, whether we realize it or we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you think, what you indulge in, listen to, eat, all of those things manifest things for you moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So, um, actually being intentional about what you want to manifest, I think is like the keyest thing
Yeah.
about your energy.
Yeah, and most people don't realize how much power they have. Every human can use this practice. Every human can, even if you can't see, hear, or speak, you can still use this practice
Mm.
to
What
be
if you
happy no
can't
matter what.
speak? You can't chant, or is it all a mental thing
So when I'm
in
chanting,
your mind?
I'm sending my energy towards what I want that's gonna make me happy. So that's
I was literally just trying to
oh,
like.
you making a joke? My bad.
She is hilarious, man. I don't know about that's so funny. That's so funny. I saw on what was it, the manifesto or the memoir, or what we was
The
reading.
Winning Life book?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It was like questions at the end, like
Oh, frequently asked questions.
Frequently asked
questions.
questions. Yeah, you had that at the end.
Hmm.
That we wanted you to break down the questions and the answers for us.
Okay, I got the book if you need to reference it.
Yeah, I'm like I can try to remember the questions, like, or what are the most frequently asked questions that you usually get in the practice?
Well, what's the words mean, or like, how's it work? Um, or they be like, for real, happy no matter what. I'm like, yeah, give it a try. So those are probably the top ones I get because I try to share this with every human I come across.
So how does it work?
You chant while you pray for what's gonna make you happy, and you'll get it or something better.
Yeah, but how does it work though?
Oh, so when you say the words, you're actually it's like turning on an internet connection, your internet connection to the universe. So through your own self. So when you're chanting, you are connected to the internet while you say those words. So now you send your energy, your intentionality into the universe, which creates a cause. And the effect is the universe will respond and move everything towards your intentionality. Move everything in the direction and make it all fit so you get what you are chanting for, especially if what you're chanting for is going to advance humanity towards world peace. You are definitely going to get it.
Like you mentioned that you got introduced because your ex-wife had started off doing it, but you didn't gravitate towards it until you had hit hard times. When she was doing it, did you see things happening for her as she was doing it?
Well, yeah. So she has grown as a human being over the time that I've known her. She used to have a temper. I ain't never really see it, but she would lose her temper. Actually, I've seen it a few times, but it's just so that happened less
Okay.
over the years, and she would chant for stuff for me, and stuff would happen to me. Like she'd be like, "I just want you to be happier," and then like stuff would happen, I'd be happier, and or I get something, she'd be like, "Yeah, I chanted for you to get that." I'd be like, "What? Thank you," So yeah, so yeah, she's been manifesting stuff.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to know about that. I'm like, man. Um,
So everything basically is focused on the present. How does it affect your future or your afterlife? Is there an afterlife in this practice, or is it just about reducing the suffering of this present life?
Well, that's a lot of questions. So I would say it's Buddhism was invented to end human suffering, and you know the instructions were written and they passed down through the generations. Um, so that's the purpose. That was one of the questions. Can you repeat one of the other questions?
I was just basically saying, like, if there's something that comes after, or if everything we're
Yes,
doing is like for the present only.
got you. So what I believe is we are not reincarnate, but you can come back. You can choose to come back as a human in your next life, especially if you are a practitioner. Because and we are encouraged to come back into to become a human again in our next life, so we can continue advancing humanity towards world peace. Um, and so, and depending on how you treat others in your lifetime and how you either how you impact your karma, either with good or negative causes, that's going to impact what your next lifetime looks like and how you get treated in that next lifetime and what situation you're born into. So and if you are a current practitioner in this lifetime or done really well with the practice or done some significant things with the practice, typically the theory is you go into your next lifetime born into a family of practitioners. And we call those fortune babies because they have good fortune because they were born into a family that practices, so they're automatically protected. So there's, and then in terms of like, is it just about the present? But yeah, it's about the present as well because I'm manifesting what's gonna make me happy right now, and that's gonna make all the people around me happier. I'm chanting for my friends and family; they're getting the stuff I'm chanting for them.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, did I answer your questions?
Yeah, no, yeah.
All right.
So, what is the key to internal happiness? Because when you chant for specific things, it's like eventually these specific things are going to fade as well. I feel like I can chant for a car, and the car is going to be outdated in 10 years. What's something that's permanent? Like, what advice would you give?
Oh, I don't think anything's permanent. I think the whole life, the fact that things are alive and all these things make decisions, that makes constant change throughout the universe. And all of us putting out intentionality um, makes things change in in the universe. So it's not about this permanence, but what the way you stay about happy is you overcome each challenge. Let's say you just had something happen or your opportunity come up that you really want. You chant for that, and then you'll get it. But then now you got this joy that lasts. Joy lasts. Happiness is temporary, but joy lasts. For example, if you helped your friend using your practice and now their life is completely in a new path, man, that's lasting joy. You watching them grow. You're like, dang, we did that turning point in your life. So that's lasting joy. And you can do that with every human you know. And you can make everybody around you happier with how you treat them
That's real.
and using your practice. I mean, it's unlimited methods to spread happiness. And then scientists have proven, like PhDs, research scientists, that the most effective way for humans to become happy is to help another person be happy.
No, that's real. And so you out here spreading the gospel. Spreading the gospel, which is good.
Evangelicals.
I feel like we need like a people mover podcast chant or something. We need to myoho renge Q for the listeners, because there's somebody at home like I don't even like. Do you just do it for a few seconds? Do you do it for a certain amount of time? Is it slow, fast? Like, is it? I feel like somebody watching this like I need to manifest happiness and some stuff in my life. How exactly is it done? I need to know the exact step by step formula on like where my hand should be at, where my eyes should be at, open, close, my head. Like,
Okay.
how do you do it?
So you can keep your eyes open. You just put your palms together. You can stare at like a blank space on the wall. You don't want to look at anything that's moving because you're channeling your energy. And so you can just pick a white spot, pick that white wall, and just go nam yo. And you can say the speed that's comfortable. So
Okay.
it's a a new language to you. So just start slow. So Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge.
We'll put it on the screen for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, you just do it whenever. It doesn't it's not a bunch of rules. Like so here's the words just if you want to practice. It's easier to read them. So yeah, you can do it anytime you feel like you want to chant for something that's gonna make you happy. Just you could pick something. I even use it like, you know, man, where are my keys? I know I left them around here. Nam Myoho Renge. Oh, there they go. So you can use it for
I could have
everything.
used that last week.
This is the most forgetful person ever.
Malcolm, where are my keys?
I'm at home.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
How I know where your keys are?
I know.
I was
I
like,
swear to God, I'm like, Malcolm.
but you're gonna find them.
And I always do.
And you did. So I was like, hey,
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
There you go.
need that. But
Mhm.
yeah, she asked me. I told her I'd been chanting. She was like, "You seen a difference?" I was like, "Well, I'm in a better position now." She was like, "Oh my God,
It's so wonderful.
Well,
Oh,
I'm excited for new beginnings. Feel like, we're always getting better. Everyone around me, myself included.
right." You want to surround yourself with people like that. Like you talked about being open minded earlier, like not being so closed off to things, and never too late to change or learn something new.
that's right.
Add something positive in your lifestyle.
Do you have any other questions for me? I'm trying to make sure the audience get everything because I'm like happiness is super important. So I'm like, this is something that, especially in today's time, that we really need to.
And we live in
double
Michigan.
down.
Winter depression. It's not here yet. 'Cause it's still warm, but
Get
it
your
is
vitamin D.
coming up. Can we Nam Myoho Renge Kyo vitamin D? Or do we need the
Nam
physical
Myoho
sun?
Renge Kill global warming because we're getting slow cooked on this planet. We are in the slow cooker. We in the air fryer right now.
It was a
Myoho Renge
warm-
Kyo for
warm
climate
Halloween.
change.
I need to Nam Myoho Renge Kill the lottery. If I could just touch my account, could just touch the hem of Buddha's garment or Jesus' garment.
So I'm like, do you need faith in this shit?
You do
Because
need faith.
they also talk about like, the faith of a mustard seed can move mountains.
I feel like my faith has been way bigger than some mustard seeds, and I'm just,
Still here.
hey, we still here, so that's a blessing in itself. But yeah, no, I don't need the whole thing of the lottery. I just need like a fraction of it. Only a fraction. I'm not greedy. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I'm not greedy. Like I only need a small piece, and I'll be grateful for that.
How are you gonna use it to advance humanity?
Well, first I gotta advance myself because I can't
Okay.
help humanity if myself is bad. So once I make sure me and my surrounding, I'm gonna break everybody off. You help me, I'm gonna break y'all off. I'm gonna do
Don't
day.
forget
I got all. I remember all the little people. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't do this alone. So once I break everybody off, I mean that's pretty much gonna help already because putting everybody else in a better position. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what could come from that? But after that. Might fight Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Might say the universe. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
I'm off time. You know what I'm saying? Might run for president. By that time, might be.
Oh snap!
Because clearly anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. It's so easy. Anybody can do it. So why not me? That's what I'm saying. But a lot of my problems right now. Money will fix them. I'm not gonna lie. Money will fix a lot. Not all of them, because a lot of times people with money talk about how they got problems now that money can't fix. And I'm like, that's probably
That's
true.
where happiness comes in place.
Yeah.
Money can't buy happiness.
You ever seen The Wolf on Wall Street?
Yeah, I have.
He was like, I've been a poor person. I've been a rich person.
Yeah.
I choose rich every time.
Yeah.
I choose rich every single time. Because when I have a bad day, I go cry in my Ferrari and I go back to my mansion and lay with my hot wife. It's like, yeah, that sounds a lot better than the days I've had.
And what about the people in the practice who are in like really poor countries? Like, can you Nam Myoho Renge Kyo your way to
out of Palestine?
Yeah, you can do anything you can come up
world.
with. What's really cool about the practice is you're only limited by your own faith.
What do you say with the suffering around the world? Is it
It's
because they're
that
not
was
chanting or what?
so. What's cool, and you had asked about it earlier, Malcolm. There's no separation between your situation and yourself.
Mm,
There is no separation between yourself and your environment. So what we have going on in the world is a reflection of what's going on inside ourselves.
mm,
And so in order to make the world be what we want it to be, we got to change ourselves. And that's where the work is. It's inner work.
right.
And that's and you just got to say, am I being the best version of myself? Could I have did that better? Was my intentions for that human being, for their peace and happiness, even though they had did me bogus? It's hard to do, but when you
Mm,
chant and you practice, you get better at it, and it becomes less and less of an issue. And then you can start seeing people hurting. You be like, oh man, they hurting, and so you don't react.
mm,
Um, it's like if somebody did something bogus to you, you usually gonna take it out on the next person. But when somebody do something bogus to a Buddhist, nah, it stops right there. And you're able to convert poison into medicine. That's the other thing you could do with this practice. Anything that happens to you, no matter how traumatic, you can turn it into medicine. You can turn that right into something that propels you past a point of happiness that you thought was even possible.
mm.
You're like, dang, had that horrible thing never happened to me, I wouldn't be here on this boat. So, and that's how the practice works. So, yeah, if you in a struggling situation, please do chant. You will change your situation.
Mm.
I'm just thinking about all the times I should have chanted.
Man, literally, my mind is over. I'm like, I'm kind of messed up. So I'm over here twisted about all this. I'm like, some bitches owe me some ass. I'm gonna get my chant on and see if this bitch texts me.
I'm kind of messed up.
We gonna find out what's really real.
Oh my god!
I'm like, I'm twisted over. I'm like,
it don't matter what you chant for. Just keep chanting. You'll redirect yourself.
It has to matter. It has to matter.
You'll figure it out. You'll change.
It has
Like,
I'm trying to renge kill some draws. I'm like, that's crazy that I'll even think that. Then I'm like, I had to stop myself mid thought. Like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah. Wild as fuck.
I'm like, hold on, pause.
But I mean, it has no boundaries. It doesn't seem like it has.
Give
boundaries.
it a try.
Time of your life.
What happens?
Go to the casino. I'm like, go to the casino. Go to the casino.
Give it a try.
Betting everything on black. Fuck it. Everything on black. I'm gonna renge kill.
I look forward to hearing your success story.
Yeah.
So it does seem like simple. It doesn't seem too hard.
Yeah, for real.
No, it was kind of dumbed down for us, So they, but hey, y'all, hey, everybody, just chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, create good causes, watch good effects happen, and anything that happens that comes up, just chant through it.
Okay, where can everybody find all the information to your practice?
Yeah, so you can go to sgi-usa.org. So sgi-usa.org. And that's our Buddhist support organization called Soka Gakkai International. And they have like unlimited literature, videos, books. There's also they have a podcast called Buddhability.com, I think. But if you go to sgi-usa.org and scroll down to the bottom, you can click on Buddhability, and it's a bunch of cool podcasts on there, videos, and it's all done by young people, so it's a lot of fun. And you get to hear other people's experiences. But yeah, sgi-usa.org has and they have a bookstore. They got unlimited learning resources. And the best way to learn is to hang out with other practitioners. But you can contact SGI and ask them for the contact information to your local support organization or Buddhist or SGI district or territory or whatever the nearest office is. They'll tell you.
Will Hill, ladies and gentlemen. we appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much for the invite.
This was a lot of fun. I'm like, we got to have you back on because I'm like, again, this was a super important topic to both of us, and then just everything just lined up the way it was supposed to. So we're really happy here. Do you have like a social media that people can follow as well, or is it everything just in the website?
I am on Instagram under Mr. Seeking Knowledge. And that's Mr. and then the letter C, the word King, and then the word knowledge. And I volunteer at a organization called seekingknowledge.org. Is another way to find me as well. So Mr. Seeking Knowledge on Instagram or seekingknowledge.org on the website.
Thank you again. Miracle. She was like, you want me to do everything. Women have equal rights now. Actually, might have to fact check that. I don't know. I don't know. Don, we have community note that because I don't know if we still. It might say whites only at the waterfront. I don't know. I'm just joking.
Lord, you can find us in the people group.
Every week, you can find me at Malcolm Elliott Music or everything, MalcolmElliottMusic.com. And yes, us, me and Miracle here at the People Mover Pod, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, X. I called it X, Twitter X. Y'all get it, but
it sounded painful before you said that.
I was about to say Snapchat again. I'm like, no, we don't have Snapchat. We don't. I'm about to Namyo Renge Q myself up. This was episode 9. Episode 9. That's divine. So
9 divine.
Divine 9. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. That's hard.
Not the artist in the room.
I don't know. You know, divine.
Ghostwriters.
I'm screaming. You know, divine 9 is like, like sororities.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that is just like off the top. Y'all got it. Tune in next episode.